All right, we got Discourse on Metaphysics 6 today. God does nothing which is not orderly, and it is not even possible to imagine events that are not regular. The volitions, or acts of God, are commonly divided into ordinary or extraordinary. But it is good to consider that God does nothing which is not orderly. Thus, what passes for extraordinary is extraordinary only with some particular order established among creatures. It's extraordinary to us. For everything is in conformity with respect to the universal order. This is true to such an extent that not only does nothing completely irregular occur in the world, but we would not even be able to imagine such a thing. Thus, let us assume, for example, that someone jots down a number of points at random on a piece of paper, as do those who practice the ridiculous art of geomancy. I maintain that it is possible to find a geometric line whose notion is constant and uniform, following a certain rule, such that this line passes through all the points in the same order in which the hand jotted them down. And if someone traced a continuous line, which is sometimes straight, sometimes circular, and sometimes of another nature, it is possible to find a notion or rule or equation common to all the points of this line, in virtue of which these very changes must occur. For example, there is no face whose contours are not part of a geometric line and cannot be traced in one stroke by a certain regular movement. But when a rule is extremely complex, what is in conformity with it passes for irregular. So Leibniz is saying that in nature, in the acts of God, there's nothing irregular. And whatever we see that feels irregular, there's a way of bringing it into order if you saw it properly. Okay, continuing. Thus, one can say, in whatever manner God might have created the world, it would always have been regular and in accordance with a certain general order. But God has chosen the most perfect world, that is, the one which is at the same time the simplest in hypotheses and the richest in phenomena, as might be a line in geometry whose construction is easy and whose properties and effects are extremely remarkable and widespread. I use these comparisons to sketch an imperfect likeness of divine wisdom and to point out something that can at least elevate our minds to conceive in some way what cannot be sufficiently expressed. But I do not claim to explain in this way the great mystery upon which the entire universe depends.